Welcome to my new YouTube channel. I'm calling it Steve's Jag Cetera. Some of you may know me from my model railway channel, Worthington Model Railway, which I haven't posted much on recently, and I need to get back to doing some things. But as a number of people noticed from that, I do have a collection of cars, primarily Jaguars, although there's a couple of other things. There is a 1974 Land Rover. And so I thought I'd start to post some things about my adventures with these cars, you know, depending upon what's going on. Sometimes there is more work going on than other times. I try to keep most of them running most of the time, but of course, you know, there's always an uphill battle with that, particularly with these older cars. So just to get things started, I thought I would show you around what I kind of call my man cave, which is my main garage where most of the cars are, although there are cars in other places too, as I have a total of, I think it's 14 Jags, the Land Rover, and a Chevy Avalanche. That's my daily driver in the winter. So let's just look around. So this shed is 40 feet wide by 80 feet deep. It has a 14-foot sidewall, so it's a fairly sizable shed, and has a big overhead door. Now, my plan is to actually build a new building in the spring that will be more designed primarily to store cars in. The problem I have with this arrangement is that because the door is on one end of the building, the shorter end of the building, getting cars in and out, I have to move cars around a lot. And that's not really what I want to do. So once we get to that point, we'll show some progress on that. So let me turn the camera around and just show you some of the cars that are sitting in here right now. So starting from the beginning here, 1971 XJ6 Series 1. This car is pretty much all original. As far as I know, it's the original paint. And there are a few places where it's kind of burnt through, but only original once, and my plan is to try to keep this car as original as possible. It's in pretty good shape generally, drives very nicely. As you can see, the interior is in, again, reasonable shape for an original car. The wood is pretty good, and I really don't have plans to do very much with this. I have a habit of driving it mainly in the summer, taking it to a few local shows. Let's have a look in the engine bay. As you can see, pretty standard Series 1 engine bay, not really been touched that much. It does run, generally speaking, very nicely. Minimal maintenance to it usually, but well, that can always change. Okay, let's go look at something else. Some of you may have seen this car featured elsewhere on YouTube. It's kind of an interesting vehicle. It's a 1967 420G. Again, very much in original condition. Mechanically, it's had some changes made. It's one of those things as well where the paint is definitely in need of attention. If I come in here, you can see some of the cracking there. But again, tempted to keep it original. Talked to different people about whether I should repaint it or not paint it. The two-tone was obviously added aftermarket. It was originally British Racing Green 100%, and of course you can see that with the chrome strip there, which you wouldn't have had on a factory two-tone. And obviously that has been painted. No doubt it's covering up some sins somewhere as well, but anyway, that's the situation with that. Now, the interior again is not bad. There are some pieces of wood that I do want to kind of refinish at some point, but generally speaking, I think you can see from that picnic table there, it's in reasonable shape. So there you can see the dashboard and the interior. As I say, probably could do to have a little bit of work done on it, but I enjoy driving these things as much as anything, and this does drive really nicely. So, as I say, it's winter in Minnesota, so the cars are all basically sitting inside. You can see this one's a little dusty. Haven't had this one out since the summer. Obviously a 420, again 1967 420. This is not original. It's been repainted at some point and had some other work done to it. I've had it maybe 6 or 7 years at this point, but it does run, drives very nicely. Again, just sort of some minor cosmetics. The interior is pretty much original. Let's have a look at that. So here we go. As you can see, the wood is in pretty good shape. Nice dashboard there. Seats, some of the seats need a little attention. You can see here that we're starting to get some wear and tear there that needs to be fixed, but otherwise the rest of the interior is pretty good. The back seats are in pretty good. The seats here are in pretty good shape otherwise. Okay, the dash also needs repairing. I've tried to repair it a couple of times, haven't done the best job on it, and I think at this point I need to try to source a used dash and replace it, but the dash pad rather, you know. A bit of a sad story on this Series 3 Random Plow. It's a very low mileage car. It's only got 40-odd thousand miles on it. When I bought it, it had like 36, 37, but it was in dire need of a paint job. And I did paint it, and I'll throw up a picture of what it looked like. That was about 12 years ago, and it was really nice. But for some reason, about 3 or 4 years ago, the clear coat started peeling off the car, and as you can see, kind of a mess. I haven't really driven it for about 1.5 years. I do try to start it up on a regular basis, but it definitely needs a new paint job, so that's kind of on my to-do list. Let me look at I have the hood open so we can look in the engine bay here. Again, as we see, pretty standard, but that's my XJ6 Series 3. Here we can see my 1966 Series 1 2+2 E-Type. Again, a very low mileage car. This car only has about 14,000 miles on it, and it is documented. When I bought it, it needed putting back together. It was not exactly completely in pieces, but there was a lot of trim missing, and it had been doing some work had been done on some parts of it. So put it all back together. Some mechanical parts needed replacing, get that done. Runs very nicely. Again, it's a little dusty because it's been sitting in here. And for those that might ask why I don't have covers on them, in my experience, I've noticed that cars under covers can sweat and affects the paint job. It is climate controlled in this building, but unfortunately, being out in the prairie and in the middle of fields, we do get a fair bit of dust. Okay, so and here is 2006 XK, 4.2 liter, I think. Obviously, the last of the Series 2 of these, and this one is again pretty low mileage. I think last check there was like 34,000 on it. I do drive it a lot in the summer, but I don't drive it very far. It tends to be kind of my evening daily driver in the summertime. And as you can see, it's in pretty good shape. It does have a couple of little dings on the outside, and as I said, it's in dire need of a good clean, but it's going to be another few weeks before it comes out and gets washed. Okay. Next in line is a 1993 or 94. I got to check on that. XJ40. It's about 70,000 miles in it. California car, completely rust-free. Unfortunately, last summer, somebody dinged one of the doors on this side. I've kind of tried to fix it, but it still needs a little bit more work on that. But as you can see, Van den Pla interior is in really nice shape. It's locked, fortunately, but I think you can see the interior there. We'll go through each one of these cars in a lot more detail at some point sooner than later as I start to work on them. Right now, this is my 2003 S-Type, which it's a 4-liter. I bought it in 2005. It's about 70,000 miles on it. Was my daily driver for many, many years. It's been my daily driver, which is one of the reasons why it's looking a bit sad, and I actually have the battery on charge because it wouldn't start this morning in the 23-degree weather here. But it's a good car. Runs well. Just kind of has been sort of not used it as much as maybe I should have been doing, having been driving it for the last week and a half while my truck was in the shop being repaired. It's a really nice car to drive. So, but obviously I need to take it and wash it before I put it away again. I did get my truck back this morning, so that will be able to be using that again. (2011) XJ, again, was a daily driver for a while. It is not running very well right now. It needs some major TLC, and so I have to get it into the shop and get it looked at. I'm not sure quite what it is. I think it might be a coil or a couple of coils that are out. It is not firing on all cylinders, and it's puffing out quite a lot of blue smoke when I start it up, so there's work to be done on this car. 1991 XJS, nice car, 100,000+ miles on it, does run really nicely. Just recently had some work done on it. And this car has been painted and has had some work done on the interior, so it's not really original, but it's in nice shape and always sort of turns heads kind of wherever I go with it. Let's go look at it from the other side. So as you can see here on the side, it's quite nice. It has had the wood replaced, it's had new carpeting, the leather has been refurbished, it's not been changed, but it is in nice shape, and in the summer we'll have it out and drive it around a bit and you can see it in action. As you can see, it's a little tight in here, but I kind of have worked out how to fit these cars in. It's also the reason for me wanting to build a new shed. So I hope you enjoyed that quick introduction to some of the vehicles. Not in here. Next door there is another garage, and in there is the 1974 Land Rover, a picture of which I will put up here. I also have a 1977 XJ6 Coupe that is currently being restored. It's kind of been a long job. It's been probably 5-6 years since I started it. I am planning to try to get it done this summer, but we will see. Best laid plans, etc. In the shop, I have a 1974 XJ6 Series 2, which I'm hoping to pick up in the next couple of weeks or so. That's had some electrical gremlins and some other bits and pieces that needed doing. Transmission mount and a few other bits and pieces, so that I'm hoping to get fairly soon. And also in the shop right now is a recent purchase, which is a 1991 XJS V12 in basically the same color as the convertible, but it's a coupe. And I got it at the right price, but it did need some help in a few places, and of course the more that we actually have looked at it, the more help it needs. So I will put a video together on some of what's been going on with that vehicle, and hopefully get that out in the next few days. That I think might be of interest to people. What else do I have? I think that's it. I don't know, I could count up, but no, I think that's it. So anyhow, we will post, I'm not going to say on a regular basis, but I will post as I'm doing things. If I'm doing a particular job, I'll post, and occasionally might post what's going on when I take a car into the shop to have some work done on it. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up button. Obviously, a new channel is going to take a little while, but the YouTube algorithm works much better when people subscribe and hit the thumbs up.